Hi everyone, this is Leslie, and welcome to LEZ'S Lounge, where anything and everything can be discussed because it's a lounge. Today we have for you some Reddit reads of entitled parents, and I'm telling you folks, nothing surprises me anymore. So let's sit back and listen to some stories and let me know what you think in the comment section below when we're done. So let's get started. EP takes my phone for her brat, and then I said this to her. A little bit of backstory. I'm at the mall with a few friends and we were about to go see a movie. Me and my friends were buying some food, popcorn, soda, candy, etc. While I wait for my friends to get their food, I sit down on a nearby bench. I take out my headphones, and as I'm taking them out, EP comes up to me and says, "Can I borrow your phone for a moment? I need to call my husband and I left my phone at home." Me, "Sure, just let me get it out." "Oh, thank you so much." The EP walks away with my phone to make the call. A couple minutes pass by, my friends get their food and are waiting for me to get my phone. Some dialogue went by, but not much. I went to go look for the woman and found her on a bench with her kid with my phone in their hands. Me, "Hey, can I have my phone back please?" Note that I said it nicely with the word please. EP, "Your phone? I don't know what you're talking about." Me, "That's my phone. I temporarily gave it to you to make a phone call. Now please give me my phone back." She stands up and insults me with multiple racial slurs that I do not wish to repeat because she used slurs for multiple races. Me, "You're not setting a good example for your kid by encouraging him to steal and curse. So if you would please, give me my phone back. I worked hard to get it." EP, "Don't tell me how to raise my child. And besides, you don't deserve that phone any more than EK. Me, "Until your 9-year-old is old enough to get a job and earn money, then I don't think he should be allowed to have a phone, especially an XR. Now please, give me my phone back before I get security. I'd like to see you try." EP punches me and then goes towards an employee and her kid follows. The kid still had my phone in his hands, so I snatch it out and he begins to cry. His mother turns around and gives me the death stare. Me, "If you weren't so childish, maybe then I wouldn't have to make your kid cry." I turn my phone off and pocket it. I turn around and met up with my friends. Everyone around us saw what happened, and there was nothing that she could say and get away with it. We went to the movie that we went to see. I kind of pretended like nothing happened, but EP's actions got me out of the movie because the cops showed up and the lady was arrested for assault and I was pulled for questioning. All this happened a couple months ago and this is still fresh in my memory. Today, I am glad that I acted the way I did and kept my calm most of the time. Entitled Grandmother Beats 11-year-old Grandson in Public for Complaining About Being Dehydrated. Okay, so this was 15 years back. It was my mother's birthday and my aunt was taking the family out for the day. The cast: me, A, grandmother Ivy, mother B, big sis 19, little sis 13, Aunt M, cousin D. My Aunt M was taking us all out for the day to celebrate my mother's 33rd birthday. We went to a sea life aquarium and the beach to enjoy the sun. Ivy glared at me when I was trying to ask M for a drink because my throat was dry. Ivy hated me because of who my father was and took out her hate for him on me anytime I was around her. I did my best to avoid Ivy, but she wouldn't stop trying to intimidate me into silence. On the way back to our hometown, we stopped by IKEA to browse if there was anything Mom wanted. After browsing and ordering a new coffee table, I started to feel dizzy. I decided to ask again. Me, "Can I please get a drink? I can't keep going like this." Cue Ivy's rage mode. Ivy, "A, shut the heck up. You're ruining your mother's birthday, you little turd. Why can't you keep quiet like the other kids?" I try to respond, but my stutter just makes her angrier. She grabs the back of my shirt and starts slapping my back and the back of my head in the back of the freaking dining hall in IKEA. I break down into tears, not understanding what I did wrong, but got an earful for being a spoiled little turd. I lashed out. I crawled from the floor where Ivy dropped me, grabbed her leg, and dug my semi-sharp teeth in as hard as I could. She screeched like a freaking banshee having an angry fit. My aunt dragged me away and managed to calm me down. I never bite unless I feel like I'm in danger. She took me to her car and let me sleep in the back seat. I don't remember much of what happened after, but according to my aunt, the family left her there, telling her to get a taxi home because they wouldn't put up with her treatment of me. I talked to my mom and apologized for ruining her birthday, but she refused to let me take responsibility. She let me stay up that night late to play games. I'll sue you for not letting my kids steal. I was always into card games. One game in particular, Card Fight Vanguard, was always a hobby of mine ever since it came to the States when I was a kid. Fast forward to now. I'm an average player. My friends would say I'm slightly obsessive with the game and my specific clan. A set of cards that can only be played with each other. This is important for later. I was playing at my local card game store and all of a sudden this 11 or 12-year-old kid runs up to me, seeing as I had my deck out, and said he would beat me in a game. I accepted and steamrolled him. He asked me for a rematch and gladly accepted. Once again, I beat him with a little bit of a lower margin. He asked me a final time and I beat him, and I noticed that he kept getting the same exact cards and doing the same exact strategy, which led me to assume he was stacking the deck, rearranging cards for an advantage, typically against the rules. I asked to shuffle his deck when he called out a unit from his deck. Monsters are called units in this game. His face, his freaking face. He was so shocked when I asked him. He immediately asked me with a slight crack in his voice, "Why do you want to?" I told him that common courtesy to shuffle an opponent's deck. He reluctantly let me shuffle his deck, unsleeved by the way. And then after that, with an even harder thrashing than the first time, I just absolutely stomped him. Every time I had beaten him, I generally used the same card, which was essentially the boss of my deck. He asked me where I got that card, which at this point I realized the kid is trying to emulate the anime. I told him I got it online through a TCG player, and I told him that I got the rest of my deck on there too. He immediately just disregarded what I said and just grabbed my cards. It is extremely rude to handle your opponent's cards roughly and without their permission, and looked through for the card I had beaten him with, and he took it. He proceeded to drop all of my cards and ran downstairs. My game store had 2 floors. I gathered my cards and darted off after him. We both ended up downstairs and the shopkeepers look extremely confused. I look at them and tell them, "This kid just tried to steal my card." The kid tells them, "No, this card is part of my deck and he wants it from me." The shopkeepers saw the card and recognized it as being from my deck, mainly because the card was in my clan. They had asked him why he had a card from my clan in his deck. Enter EM. EM. "What is going on here?" Me. "Miss, your kid just tried to steal one of my cards. It's a key part of my deck and I need it. It's only like $1. I could have replaced it, but I'm not really going to let some kid yoink my cards." EM. "My son would never steal anybody's stuff. You don't have any proof." I proceed to shortly summarize the clan system. Every card belongs to a clan. You can only play cards in the same clan with each other. The card he stole was from a clan I use, Mega Colony, Insect Mafia, and the deck he was using was Spike Brothers, Football Demons. And there is no reason for him to have that card, and that he stole it from me while I was upstairs. I also told her that there were other people up there who saw the whole thing. EM. "I still don't believe it, but if what you're saying is true, then why can't you just give him your card?" Me. because you can't just steal stuff. Your kid is going to go down a really bad path if he sees that his own mother enabled him to steal. Mind you, this interaction was only 10 seconds long at this point, but she already was red in the face. Ian, you're just a nerdy brat who doesn't understand parenting. Who gave you the right to tell me how to raise my kid? Me. I'm not telling you how to raise your kid. I'm just saying that your kid is going to get the impression that being rude and stealing is okay because you're defending it. At this point, the shopkeepers interjected. They knew me fairly well and know that I'm generally good with kids. Shopkeep 1. Excuse me, miss. We happen to know my name personally, and we can guarantee that he did not steal any possessions of your child. There are security cameras and other people up there. We can look at the whole interaction and see what happened. Ian, you won't find anything. My baby boy is a godsend and wouldn't hurt a fly. We proceed to watch the footage, and the kid's mom sees her little angel yoink my cards and run away with a card from my deck. Ian, that footage is fake. My boy would never do something like that. That's someone else. Me, I promise you, it's not. At this point, we call some people down and they settle it and say that the kid was acting really rude during my games and that they heard it from the next table over. Ian, I don't care. So what if he took it? It's a piece of cardboard. Me, so why do you care so much? The card is only $1. You can buy it for him online. And the card isn't even allowed to be in his deck, which, might I add, was extremely poorly built. Ian, screw you. I'll sue all of you for not letting my angel have the card. At this point, I feel like I'm unironically in the anime or something. People are legit threatening to legal action over cardboard. I am just truly confused now. Me, ma'am, please. If we call the cops, I guarantee you that they will make your son return my card. The card doesn't work in his deck. He has no use for it. Ian, fine. Take your crappy card back, you nerd. She takes my card and throws it at me. I, being the badass that I am, get hit in the eye with it, and she storms off. Ian, my son will not be returning. The kid is banned from the store now, and whenever I play my crappy card, I know that I've permanently banned a kid because of it. Well, that's all the time we have now for this installment of Entitled Parents. If you liked any part of that, thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below and subscribe. And until we meet again.